So, Miss Jesh, concerning your mother Nancy, was she ever married?
Yes, but my dad passed away a long time
Okay,
ago.
so she's widowed then.
Yes.
She was widowed. Okay. And how old was she when she died?
65.
Where did she live?
Here in Nashville.
Okay. What was her address?
145 Cain Lane, Nashville, Tennessee.
All right. 37203.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Was she ever a veteran?
No.
Okay. Now, have we decided any form of disposition, whether that be cremation or embalming, and then burial, or like have you thought about any of that at any time?
Um, I think we're gonna do cremation. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think cremation is probably the best bet.
Okay, cremation. So, would you like her embalmed? Would you like to do a viewing beforehand with her body present, or would you prefer to do a memorial service with her cremains present?
I think with her presence,
Yeah.
we could do a visitation with
Okay.
her there.
So if we do a visitation with her there before we cremate her, we will have to embalm her by policy of the funeral home. So we can get. This is our cremation authorization form. If you'll just sign right here, or embalming authorization form. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
And then that just allows us to preserve her for the visitation, so we can have her laid out and presentable. Along with that, here is our statements of goods and services, just for more general stuff to go along with your funeral, and then also our GPL, which just has all our general price list that has all the prices for everything that we do, that goes along with the statements of goods and services. Now, since we were speaking of the visitation, are there any certain requests that you would like for the visitation, whether it be some sort of theme, or was there anything that she particularly liked that she would want to be previewed at her visitation?
I mean, she was part of a really big quilting club, so I guess I could bring in some like quilts
Yeah.
that we could lay out
Okay.
and show off her skills.
Maybe
that
we
she
can have
had.
maybe we can have the quilts like laid out on the chairs so people could hold them to kind of remind them of her or whatever.
Yeah.
Does that sound?
Yeah, I
okay?
think that'll look good.
Yeah, we can get something like that arranged. It's very simple. Now, she died 2 days ago. Would you prefer a visitation? When you open for a visitation?
Could we do next week?
Next week?
sometime? Yeah, like
Okay.
weekend. That'd be awesome.
How about next Saturday?
Yeah.
Next Saturday we have an 11:30, we have a 1 o'clock, and we have a 2:30 time.
Probably 2:30.
2:30. Okay.
Yeah.
And that'll be the 17th this month. And would you like her visitation here?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And we do have our cemetery here, but if you would like any other cemetery, we can definitely get in contact with them and arrange a plot for you. Would you do you have any? Have you thought about any?
Well,
where
we
you-
were gonna cremate her after the visitation.
Oh,
so
yes.
I just wanted to
Yes, we.
get.
Yes, I'm
pers-
sorry that escaped my mind. So speaking of cremation, after the visitation, then would you like to take her cremains home with you in an urn, or would you like us to put her urn in a columbarium?
I'll probably take her in an urn
Okay.
and bring her home with me.
We do have keepsake items as well that allow you to kind of break up the remains and give them to other family members who would like them to for a keepsake of them. If that's something you're interested in, we could look at that later on, and that's just right here on the GPL. And now with choosing cremation, that does cut the cost a lot with having to get a casket, and because our urns are just a lot smaller, and just the process is a lot simpler in a sort of way, where there aren't as many pieces to bring together, where it's just we just have to get some paperwork filled out and get her cremated and then get the urn.
Okay.
So that should bring all of our processes a little bit, just give it a smoother flow. Now, in regards to the visitation, how many people were we thinking? Do you have do you want a bigger?
Nah,
No,
I think
we
small.
Yeah, we want
this-
small.
Yeah, most of her friends aren't even around anymore.
Oh,
so we'll
wow,
have like
okay.
a couple come, and then mainly
Okay.
my immediate family.
So we can use our smaller chapel visitation area, which has more intimate uses with it, and that'll also cost less as well. We have you thought about music?
It mainly traditional gospel music. She was a
We have
very
a-
churchy person.
We have a
so-
very wide selection of gospel and traditional church music,
Okay.
and also we do have a pianist that can play for the funeral, and that kind of gives it a more personal, lively feel. Would you prefer a live pianist or organist, or just recordings?
Probably recordings.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. We like to always give that option, considering that our funeral home can provide that
Yeah.
that live option. Now, as we move through this process of the next few days, I will be in contact with you a few times to make sure that we get all the things that we need. Like we may contact you for some clothing for the visitation,
Okay.
and if there is any clothing that you would like her to be cremated in, as opposed to the visitation clothing, then if you'll just give that to us, we'll take care of everything. We just need to get some of her personal belongings to and from you,
Yeah.
to make sure that you have everything that belongs to you and
Okay.
your deceased mother. Other than that, I think we may be just fine otherwise. So if you need anything, here's my card.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate you coming in today.
All right. Thank you. I look forward to the visitation being well and that my mom looks really good and all her friends can see her and stuff.
Oh, she'll look good.
Yeah.